the mouth of the South, Fred Smoot.
Welcome in, Commanders 28, Jaguars 22. We ran through all the emotions today, Fred Smoot, as we are here with you on the postgame on the Bobby Mitchell level here, section 232. If you're at the stadium, if you're at home watching us on YouTube or on Big 100 or wherever you may be around the Washington Commanders radio network. But we rode them all. We had a roller coaster of emotions.
We had the top pinnacle of life. We had a baby being born. That's some of the best times you can ever have. We had a marriage. You know, everybody's happy on the day they get married.
Yeah.
Then we had a couple of funerals in there in between. So it was an emotional roller coaster, but I can say this. This team fought. This team kept fighting, and I'm telling people this now. This Jaguar team is not a pushover.
Listen, Jacksonville kind of self-imploded in some places early in this game, maybe made a decision or two they would like to take back, but, you know, give the Commanders credit. And this is what we've said about Carson Wentz all offseason. What's he going to do after that first pick six or the first, back-breaking interception? Well, he had two of them right away that led to points, and, boy, did he respond in a big way. And Jahan Dotson, we weren't lying to you when we told you that this guy was doing everything you would like compared to Terry McLaurin as a rookie at training camp. Unbelievable.
Ain't no we. Fred Smoot reported that news.
Everybody reported. Everybody reported.
It wasn't Jack there reporting that news. Fred
Everyone.
Smoot
No, I'm
news.
saying the collective. You know, like everybody that went to camp, right? They covered. Man, this Jahan Dotson's a real deal.
Mature.
Mature. You could see it. You know, and again, good for them. They moved back, took him. When a lot of folks are like, well, there's this guy
Chris
or that guy
Olave
available. So a good start for them. Obviously, you got to do the 16 more weeks. But you're a winner in week one. This is what everybody's been asking for. And the Commanders come through today in the first day as Commanders as far as a real legitimate
and first
football
of all,
game.
I want to thank the fans of the DMV. This is how FedEx Field's supposed to sound.
Excellent, wasn't it?
This is the energy that was erupting in this stadium was unbelievable. I haven't seen this many people in here since probably 2012 or maybe when I was playing. This is what we had to have. Believe me, the 12th man help the players on the field win this game. And that's what I'm saying. We got y'all back. The players got our back, and we got to do this in unity. We got to do this together.
All right, we're going to go to the locker room here in a little bit with Julie Donaldson and London Fletcher. They'll talk to head coach Ron Rivera and some players. We are brought to you by Window Nation. Buy two windows and get two free. Pay nothing until 2025. Visit windownation.com. I want to remind you the phone line number to get in is 1-800-493-1003 or 103, if you will, or 1003, actually, if you want to do the math correctly, which I didn't.
Yeah, Old Dominion. Yeah. Thank you, Old Dominion.
Unbelievable. Mississippi State people making fun of Old Dominion. Anyway, all right, let's start with, what little things that we talked about in the offseason, like what you'd like to see early. Like to see an offense or defense, first chance they get off the field on third down. Yeah. Well, they did that. Now, granted, Jacksonville used first and second down to get down the field, but they got those early third down stops in this game. How important do you think that was for kind of the psyche of this defense early?
I've been saying it was all a mental thing. Once they get the first three and out, then it makes them feel good. Then they get the next three and out. And then people start to fill in and make plays. And that's what you want to see. You want to see these guys, not just one person make plays. It was guy after guy from Cole Holcomb to Switch to everybody just pinching in doing it. But it was also the play calling. I'm one of them people, I'm going to praise you when you do well, and I'm going to scowl you when you do bad. Jack Del Rio, in that first half, he called a good game in the first half.
No doubt. Listen, 3 for 13 Jacksonville was on third down today. We know how bad it was in the opener last year against the Chargers and how frustrating that was to see a defense couldn't get off the field. I thought it was kind of fitting, although I would have liked to see the clock go down to about zeros by the time the offense took the lead. But it was kind of fitting the defense to come out and get one more stop today.
Yeah, that's what you had to have. And not like I said, this was a team effort. A couple of guys stuck out, made some plays out there. But I got to be honest, the only thing I was really disappointed with this today on the defensive side of the ball was my cornerback play. I didn't feel like Fuller had a good day. I didn't feel like Dollar Bill Jackson had a good day. I just didn't feel like they was there. They were sticky coverages, but they was not finishing plays. And in a game like this, you got to finish those plays. And let's be honest, I give Jacksonville all the props in the world, but this is not the best wide receiving core you're going to see played this year.
Well, Christian Kirk thought he could be a matchup issue, and he was today. Zay Jones was terrific for them as well. But you're right. I'm sure that's something they're going to look at now. Look, couple things on the injury front. You start the game without Cam Curl, but Derek Forrest was tremendous. second-year player getting a lot of time out there, and obviously got the game-sealing pick.
Hey, not only does he Johnny on the spot when it comes to making the play at the end, he was ready to swap some paint for 4 quarters, and that's what you love. The physicality down there by the end zone when he makes that play. Get it out of Travis Etienne's hand. He made another big tackle around the 45, and then he comes and seal the game with a game-winning tackle. It's crazy.
No doubt. And, defensively, you lose Fedarian Mathis very early in this game, the rookie at Alabama. It's never a good sign when you have to cart somebody off. We don't know about that. Maybe we'll get an update as the show moves on here. But, boy, you just feel for him because, obviously, guy they had a lot of hopes for. But you know what? Daniel Wise got in there, made some plays. Deron Payne played well. Obviously, we saw John Allen walk off the field late. Hopefully, that's nothing serious. But that was a little concern too.
You said it good, Craig. Daniel Wise just makes plays every time he gets a chance to get in the game. All he does is make plays. So you got depth in their position, but I'm wondering. Now do you go to the waiver wire for a veteran, a run-stopping veteran?
Sure.
That's what they wanted Fabian to be a part of. So now you got to ask yourself, what do we do? Or do you leave that slot open for Chase Young to return? So, you got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, you got a few weeks before he returns. I would imagine if Mathis is out right now, they're going to have to make a roster move this week. And you're right. You look at the waiver wire, you see veterans available. If you don't feel good about the depth you have here or people that you've had in camp before, will be interesting. But, those are problems to worry about
tomorrow.
For Marty Herney and Martin Mayhew have to worry about these things. We don't. But, look, it was not perfect by any means. The turnovers, you rarely win a football game when you get beat in the turnover battle. They had 3, gave away 3. The Jaguars gave away 1 at the end, so they were -2 and still won this football game by 6 points.
Yeah, and that's what you got to look. That's the perseverance we were talking about. That's, never getting too high, never get too low. Because for a minute, it looked like we started the high side when we had the lead.
Yeah.
And then here come Jacksonville coming back, throwing less punches. And guess what? We had to punch back. That's what they ask you in boxing. Not can you throw a punch, can you take a punch? And that's what we seen. We seen Carson Wentz take a punch and keep throwing them. The defense take a punch and keep throwing them. And I like the timely fourth quarter. We got to have it. We go get it. I enjoyed it.
I loved it. I like to go for the end zone. Look, the odds people would tell you, the numbers crunchers had said, oh, no, you want to bleed the clock and, kick the field goal with, so much time left. But Jacksonville controlled it because they had the 3 timeouts. So Washington got aggressive there. I loved it. It was great. Again, Dotson, what a tough play. And what a great play from the rookie who was good all day. But, Curtis Samuel was kind of the forgotten guy. Yep. Obviously, because he was out last year. You know how it is when you're injured. You're kind of like a dead person.
Yeah.
They treat you like you're dead.
You truly don't exist,
Yeah,
Jack.
you don't exist.
You don't.
Yeah, you don't exist. But, boy, right away, he was a part of the game plan. They got him touches. It was like, all right, you're going to worry about Terry. You're going to worry about our rookie.
Yeah.
We got this guy ready for you.
Yeah, and I said it was his day. When I drove in this morning and I seen that rain falling, I say this is a tight end, slot receiver, running back game. And from the dough, he started to feast off of him. And guess what? Jacksonville had to adjust and say, you know what? Let's start taking care of Samuels inside. We start throwing the ball outside. That's Scout Turner at his finest.
Fred Smoot is so excited. He is sweating if you're watching on YouTube.
I can't stop sweating.
He is sweating.
Hey, my energy is so high right now. Listen, it ain't been this many people in FedEx Field in years,
Yeah, let's
man.
talk about that. Listen, multiple times today where this crowd was a huge factor. I don't know what the total number wound up being. Look, you had in all sections you had noise coming out of here today.
Yeah,
and that was good. And look, one of the things you liked about the way the schedule laid out, I know people are talking about this being, it's Jacksonville. I was like, no, bigger than that. It's just not one of these takeover franchises that come into your stadium. You know what I mean?
Take over Pittsburgh.
Like Pittsburgh, right.
Yeah, they come over here and take over. Yeah.
Like, or the stinking Eagle fans or the Giants, even when they're early in the season at least, or Cowboys. So that part of it was good. And look, and hopefully this will bring more people back. Again, 28 points today from this football team on offense. Certainly something to be happy about. And the first time they had scored 2 touchdowns on opening drives, you got to go all the way back in an opener, that is, since the 1991 season, which of course was the Super Bowl year.
I was going to say that's Super Bowl. They did a lot of great things that year.
Yeah, but anyway, so this is interesting though. But yeah, games though decided by 3 points or less last year. Washington was 3-0. Today they made sure it wasn't decided by 3 points or less. This was also the most points they've scored in an opener since the 2012 season, by the way, against the Saints.
And that's what happens when you have a legit quarterback. Right? At that time, they would say, RG3 was a truly legit quarterback. When you got a legit quarterback, you got a chance to win every game.
Yeah.
And I think Carson gives us this. Like you said, we just got to see the good, the bad, and the ugly today. But guess what? Like you said, he kept coming. Some quarterbacks shatter under that situation. Threw 2 picks, and the one to Trayvon Walker was just horrendous. So to bounce back from that and throw the ball that he threw the Dotson, that says, you know what? Hey, y'all believe in me, I believe in y'all.
You know, it was funny because one of the things the Colts said, right, like their general manager, Chris Belichick, well, he didn't take enough layups. Like we asked him to take the layups. Yeah. He did a great job of that in the first half. I mean, he took the layups, the underneath stuff. And now, again, to Jacksonville's credit, in the second half, they took away a lot of that stuff, right? They did a good job taking that away.
And that's because of Curtis Samuels. Because of the first half that Curtis Samuels had, they said, you know what, let's make Carson Wentz throw this ball on the outside. And that's when they started to bring down the safety and stuff. And guess what Scott Turner did? Threw the ball on the outside. Hey, and that's what you have to do. You have to adjust.
No doubt. We're going to hear from Carson Wentz coming up. We'll hear from Jahan Dotson. We're also going to hear from Derek Forrest and, yes, Terry McLaurin, and obviously Coach Ron Rivera here in a little bit as well. But what a performance today. Ups and downs. Wasn't perfect by any means. It was sloppy stuff at times, but, man, you just like the perseverance and the – I don't know. What's the word we're going to use? Like moxie?
Moxie is a good word.
Like the word moxie? I think I saw that just a moment ago. Perseverance.
That's what they did. Like, they just kept going, and they did it as a team. Like, this wasn't no hero ball out here. It wasn't one guy you could say, you know what, this guy's the reason we won. No, Terry made plays. Curtis made plays. And let's be honest, Antonio Gibson had a game today, all right?
Yeah, he did.
He had a game today, and that's what you got to have. You got to have an overall team victory if you want to win in this league consistently.
By the way, seeing Antonio Gibson so active in the passing game, 7 catches, 72 yards. He had one of the big plays early, a 26-yard play. Like, they had a lot of chunk plays to do, right? There were a lot of, 26-yarder, 49-yarder, obviously with the touchdown, 27, 24, 23, yard plays. And these are some of the things that have been missing from this offense over these last several years.
I would say that's different. Like, that's why I said the house was rocking today. They was really rocking.
All right, let's get to the locker room. Julie Donaldson, London Fletcher standing by with head coach Ron Rivera. Guys?
Bringing in a veteran quarterback, the ability to just kind of rally back in the fourth quarter. What did you see from your QB today?
I saw exactly that. I agree with you, Julie. He started fast, did some really good things, had a little bit of a lull where he made a couple of mistakes, and he knows, he's well aware of it, and those are things that can get corrected. But in the fourth quarter, when he settled down and really, when it was crunch time, he made the plays he needed to make. I also got to credit Scott. I thought Scott did a heck of a job with his play calling and, not backing off. He kept pressing, and it was exhibited by the last touchdown pass that we had to Jahan.
Coach, you talk about the play calling by Scott Turner. Very creative to start the ball game, using Curtis Samuels in a bunch of different ways, getting Gibson out of the backfield, just really getting Jacksonville's defense off balance. Is that what you envisioned when you added these playmakers to this offense?
Absolutely, London. I think the big thing about using all the playmakers is what happens is it eventually is going to open up some big things, and we saw that with Terry over the top. We saw that Jahan into the corner on the left side for the game winner, basically. And those are the things that you want when you have playmakers. You got to spread the ball around, and you never know who's going to pop up big.
Jahan Dotson, a rookie. Boy, he was not playing like a rookie, though, especially that last catch, to be able to just be calm, cool, and really, I mean, we've been seeing it all training camp, but finally the fan base gets to see why you selected him.
Absolutely. Joe, you go back and just think about the work that we did, Martin and Marty and the rest of the scouts just going out and spending time seeing what he's capable of, and then he showed everybody. And you're right, he did do it in training camp, and we knew he had that kind of composure. So we're very fortunate, we had the opportunity, and again, Carson just made the big play.
Coach, one thing I mentioned a lot in the broadcast booth was how much the impact of losing for Darian Mathis, what it did for the defense and the defensive line rotation. I felt like the D-line got a little bit tired, especially in the third quarter. Do you feel like that was the case with them guys having to play a little bit more?
It really was, because what happened is we ended up taking F.A. Obata and moving him down to play inside as a 3 and as a nose. And so what that did was, it put a lot of strain and stress on Duran and on Jonathan. And those guys, they did yeoman work. Hats off to Daniel Weiss getting a little bit more of an opportunity to play and really just being a nuisance out there watching the way he runs around and plays hard. But, those guys did a great job for us.
What did you see in his second year, Derek Forrest getting that start for Cam Curl? Because it seemed like constantly we were saying he's making another play out there.
Julie, that's kind of the young man he is. I mean, when he got his opportunity at special teams, he became right away a special teams ace. He got his opportunity during training camp, and we had actually put him at the Buffalo position. But with Cam not being able to play, what we did was they felt they could move him to the strong safety position and play well, which is exactly what he did.
Coach, I thought the offensive line really imposed their will in late in that ball game, especially on the drive where we get the game-winning touchdown to Jahan Dotson. You started the game out with Schweitzer at the right guard position. Then you put Sadiq Charles in there, or maybe Trey Turner. Then Sadiq is in. Then you go back to Trey Turner. Talk about the offensive line and what type of job they did, especially those last two drives for us.
Well, the big reason we were rotating the guards, obviously, was both Trey and Andrew didn't have a complete training camp. So Coach was a little concerned about the conditioning, so he felt really good about Wes. We started Wes, and then we rotated him in with Trey. We started Andrew, and then we rotated him in with Sadiq. And, and again, the idea of having these guys fresh, because getting down in the fourth quarter, for the most part, our offensive line was fresh, and those guys really did a nice job.
Do you feel the energy from the fan base? Because they were on their feet for a good bit of this game.
I did, and it was exciting. And, I really appreciate our fan base coming out and getting behind us. And, we got to continue to play hard, continue to give them a reason to come out and cheer for us.
All right, what a start, 1-0. We've got Detroit next on the road. Thank you so much, Coach, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, Julie.
Okay, let's bring on an Antonio Gibson. We got to make sure Coach giving him a nice little dap up here. AG, putting in a lot of work here. Antonio, what a game you had. We were talking about playing to your strengths, but we had you all over that field lining up in the running between the tackles. You feeling okay after this one? We know you had to go get an IV in the middle of the game as well.
Oh yeah, I feel good. Short back after the IV, and just going out there having fun, and it feels good to come out with that win. We won.
One of the things that we saw was the versatility that you bring to this offense. And Scott Turner, he was dialing up. He putting you and Curtis in the backfield together. One pass you caught down the sideline on the 7 route. You came out of the backfield. Is that what you envisioned being able to do coming out of college with your versatility?
Definitely. I always envision it. But, whatever the team needs. As you can see, we have a lot of weapons on offense. So wherever the game plan is for that week, we're going to take advantage of it and do our job to our best.
So 14 carries, 58 yards, 7 catches, 72 yards. Coming in here, it was an adjustment to running back. You were a receiver. We now see the ability you have when you're open in space. Where do you have a preference? Where are you more comfortable?
Wherever they put me. I feel good. Wherever I can catch the ball, I can run the ball. And, just got to keep showing them and being consistent.
It seemed like they leaned on you a lot, especially in that fourth quarter once Jacksonville got the momentum. I said we weren't balanced enough from a run-pass situation. We were passing the ball a little bit more, and it seems like they were listening to the broadcast booth. They started to run the ball a lot more. You had some tough runs, a 6-yard run here, 4-yard run there. Just really it helped impose our will on the defensive line of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Did you feel like they got a little bit tired out there?
Like you said, you gotta sometimes you just gotta lean on them. They get tired, like you said. They get tired. And, that's when those big runs happen, and the lane's starting to open up. And we passed the ball well, in the first half, and that also opened up lanes.
How excited are you to see all the extra additions to the offense, to know that you guys come out with a lot of different arsenals and the ability to really kind of confuse the defense?
Great. Curtis got out there high, making people miss, and it was exciting to watch. The rookie, Jahan, making plays, 2 touchdowns today for the rook. So, we got a lot of weapons out there, and, we still got Terry, and we got plenty more down the line. So it's very exciting, with the receiving core, and we got a lot of backs. We didn't use one of them as much today, but he's very special too.
You tell the rook how to celebrate tonight?
Man, just go out there and enjoy it, man. Keep both on.
And then it's back to work because the Lions are coming up next. Thanks so much, AG. Appreciate it. Congratulations on a great game. Look, you talk about we wanted to see what we were going to get from this offense, and you have the ability. One of the things that they stress is players that have the opportunity to play position flex. You're seeing that play out on offense and on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you have so many different weapons, and that was, especially when you look at Curtis Samuel, the way they utilized him early in the ball game, and also not only him, just putting multiple running backs in the ball game, and it causes confusion. It makes the defense have to adjust. Hey, is he going to be a wide receiver? He's going to run it back. And they run the football. They do different things where it's causing confusion for the defense, and you saw that. They got away from it a little bit in the third quarter, and then they got back to it late in that ball game, and it paid dividends.
I was about to say, they started their first 2 opening drives with touchdowns, the first time that they've been able to do that in the season opener back-to-back since 1990. 91. And this fan base last season had to wait a very long time to see them get out and score early on. But you see the potential that they have. Let's bring in now James Smith-Williams as he stepped in here, especially on the defensive line. How are you doing, sir? A lot has fallen on your shoulders, but it seems that you're saying, okay, let's go and get to work.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, next man up. So had a lot of fun today with the boys.
What was it like for you being out there and knowing in that last series, it was on you guys. Once we took the lead, what was that communication like as a defense saying, hey, we got to go out and get it done?
That's where you want to be. Put it on us, So we were excited to have that last drive and get after Trevor Lawrence a little bit.
Trevor Lawrence has the ability to be able to get out there and run in that big arm. What challenges is it? Because this is a team that we've seen, with those running backs. Like, how are you guys able to kind of be able to make sure you can try and contain as best as possible?
Yeah, we just trust each other, do our jobs, play off of each other. We play together, all the OTAs, all the fall camp. So I know where John's going to be, I know where Payne's going to be, so we just play off of that.
Situation, third down defense was a lot of chatter coming into the ball game. I think you guys held them 3 for 12 on third down. Yeah. Major emphasis, point of emphasis. Came up with the key turnover. What type of pressure were you able to get in those pass situations? Didn't necessarily get a lot of sacks, but the pressure that the D-line was able to get.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of third and longs. You stuff them on first and second, get the hunt a little bit. So that was key for us, not getting them third and short, keeping it third, medium, third and long.
We were talking a lot about this is the first game as well. So you're getting more time out there than you did during the preseason, right. A different level than you do during training camp. How's the conditioning? It seemed like, guys are getting a little tired.
Yeah, we were tired. It was a little humid day. It kind of caught it. It just says 70, but it's 99% humidity. But we were good. We finished strong.
All right, we got Jahan Dotson waiting here as well. James Smith-Williams, so great to see him coming out there. Like you said, when one guy goes down, it's about the next player stepping up, just doing what's being asked of them and playing together as a unit. But, man, Jahan, so great to have you. That smile on your face. Okay, I've heard people asking you, when is it going to hit you that you're in the NFL? We can say we're over that now, right?
Yeah, for sure. We can definitely say that. Pretty good debut, I guess. Just trying to make plays for the team, trying to go 1-0.
2 touchdowns. That's more than making plays for the team. But let me ask you specifically about that last one. What was going through your mind when that play was developing, understanding where the game was?
Yeah, I knew we had him, We went to that play. We kind of went. That was kind of the counter of a play that we threw a pick on earlier, and the corner was very squatty, just sitting hard at the top of the route. So we knew we had him beat on the double move, and I just had to be patient, give him my eyes to the sideline real quick, and then head up north of the field, and I just made a play for Carson.
You talk about what he's talking about is savviness. It's him understanding. Hey, I knew this guy's squatting. Also, very savvy in your first touchdown, where you act like you're about to block and then you're able to get inside the defensive defender for your first touchdown. Just wise beyond your years. What was that like getting your first touchdown?
Yeah, it was definitely pretty cool. Carson giving me a chance. We practiced that play all week, and I just knew I had to be patient. Me being out there, first game, kind of jittery, kind of want to rush things, but I knew we're in the red zone. Guys are going to be squatting, so I had to be patient on my route, and I was able to get behind them and score.
What are those conversations with Carson when you're on the sideline, when he's trying to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is where I'm going to come with you?
Yeah, pretty much just the receivers, just telling them, just give us a chance. We got a lot of talented guys in that room, Curtis, me, Terry, guys who can make plays for the offense. So it was pretty good just talking to him on the sideline and letting him know, we're going to make a play, and that's what we did.
You talk about Carson and him talking on the sideline. When you guys, he throws 2 interceptions. I thought the second one, Trayvon Walker just made a great play. What was the conversation like, and what was his kind of mindset in terms of, hey, all right, I'm down, I've thrown two picks, but just, hey, the next play, he goes and leads you guys on a great drive.
Yeah, not everything's pretty in this league. He preached to us. We just got to come back and make a play of our own, and that's what we did, leaning on one of our leaders, Terry, going down there, catching a bomb for a touchdown, so just to get us back on top, and that's what leaders do. They make big plays when we need them. So kudos to him, just getting behind the defense, understanding that the corners were playing very soft, getting behind the defense and making a play, and that's what we needed.
What are you going to do with those game balls?
First touchdown is going to my mom. Second one's going to my dad.
The third, which there will be, you can keep for yourself, okay? All right, thanks so much, Jahan. Welcome to the NFL. Talk about a rookie, not so much a rookie out there.
Man, not a rookie at all. And we talked about how wise he seemed and how poised he was in OTAs and preseason mini caps and all those types of things. And then for it to come to fruition on this field today, I mean, just the catch, the first touchdown catch, just the route. the patience that he showed and got that touchdown. But then the adjustment that he made on that last play, the last
it was outstanding.
Outstanding.
I mean,
touchdown.
and Carson put that ball where only he could get it, by the way, turning his back on the defender there. Look, they talked about one of the strengths of him coming out here was his route running ability, and no matter what, he seemed to always kind of be open as well. So we're really seeing that come into play here. Just what he was doing in college, although, look, the game's faster, but he doesn't seem to be too slow for him at all, or too fast for him at all. He's keeping up speed as well. Okay, we're going to send it back up to you, Fred and Scott from down here.
All right, thank you, Julie. Wow, whew. Again, what a game. Jahan Dotson going to give those game balls to his parents. You got to love that, right?
That's what I'm talking about. He shows his true colors every time you put a mic in his face, and he just can't help it. Like I said, he's totally wise beyond his years. He's mature beyond his years, and guess what? That first ball that he gives his mama, that says everything. Because most guys would have been selfish, Jack, and say, you know what, I'm going to put the ball on my wall. It's my first touchdown catch. The first person coming to his mind is his mother.
What did you do with your first touchdown ball?
My first touchdown that I gave up, I threw that one away, brother.
No. What about your first interception? Yeah.
It was my first game as a rookie. I had a very Jahan Dotson type of rookie game. I got an interception that game. I got a fumble recovery. I had 7 tackles. I was NFC Player of the Week.
All right. I thought you did. I thought you might have. Mm-hmm. Marty liked you.
Yes, Marty did. No, Marty can see talent. That's what Marty can see. Marty can see great talent.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. Big first segment. We had a lot to get to there. Glad we did. Commanders 28-22. We're going to take a timeout. You're watching Command Center Postgame Live on Washington Commanders YouTube channel, and you're listening to Washington Commanders football.
It's 4th down. Seconds on the clock. He hands it off. Finds a hole in the middle. Clear. Nothing but incredible. A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza. Better with Pepsi.
You ever wonder why people are always on their phones? They're banking with Bank of America. Look at this guy. He bought those tickets on his credit card, and he's racking up the rewards.
She's using Zelle to pay him back for the hot dogs he's about to buy.
That's going to bring it to
And
a
the
close here
announcer?
after 3.
He's not checking the stats. He's finding some investment ideas with Merrill.
And third, as you know, in baseball means 3.
Digital tools so impressive, you just can't stop banking. What would you like the power to do?
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient, full-line automaker. Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
Well, my baby does gives me special love. It's the kind of stuff.
Honey, it's your turn.
I'm on cloud 9.
Pizza. Better with Pepsi.
Hey, live from the Commanders. 1-0, man. Best fans in the nation.
Commanders fans, Terry McLaurin in here after the dub. First game of the season. It was electric in here, man. I'll see y'all in the Eagles, but we got Detroit next week trying to get another dub. I appreciate y'all coming out.
All right, back with you here at FedEx Field after a 28-22 Commanders win today over the Philadelphia Eagles, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes.
What am I saying?
Don't get ahead of yourself.
I was going to say because it was the reunion, Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson from the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I was going to say the last time they won an opener was against Doug Peterson. So Doug Peterson now 0 for these last 2 openers at FedEx Field. See, I got ahead of myself.
And I think we kind of downplayed their relationship during the week.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now, don't forget this. Doug Peterson actually was one of the people that built him up, but also one of the people that kind of buried him at the end of the bench when he happened.
All right, let's check it in with one of the guys that made some big plays today. Logan Thomas standing by with Julie Donaldson. Julie?
Logan Thomas here with us. Boy, it's so good to have you back. The fan base has just been waiting, understanding how important you are to this offense. How did it feel for you finally getting back out there on the field?
It felt awesome. Just felt like being back at home. Last year was kind of tough, not being able just to be out there with the guys, but happy to be back and rolling again.
What was the challenge for you because you didn't have any preseason reps with Carson, trying to be able to get out there as you were out of a lot of training camp as well, to kind of get in sync and try and be able to kind of pick up his cadence?
For me, it was just using the extra time that I had just to talk to him. And then finally, when I was able to get on the field, be able to use my time wisely and during special teams, go over there and chirp him a little bit, run a couple of routes for him, just so we get on the same page.
Having played the position of quarterback yourself, what do you see from Carson, the way that he's able to kind of really lead this team, especially in pressured moments, to be able to bring us back for the victory?
Just super happy for the guy, man. He just kind of seems unfazed. He's just been going and doing his thing and had some good, had some bad happen, and ultimately he had a whole lot more good in the fourth quarter to get us the dub.
Yeah, it was great. There's so many different options on offense as well. You want to stay here? We bring in Derek Forrest. Would you have questions for Derek Forrest here? Let's see what you got. What would you think? We got Defo in here. What are you asking him?
How did it feel to have a very huge play in today's game?
Man, I just feel like I want to thank God because I was put in position to make a lot of plays today, and I made the most of all my opportunities, man. So, it was big shoes to fill, going out there, being nervous. This is the first start for me, man. I'm telling you, it's surreal. It's surreal.
What is it for you when you see somebody? I mean, this is just the nature of the game. Cam Curl cannot go. You get the opportunity to start, and the challenge of them just going in and taking the most of those opportunities.
From what I've learned watching this guy is he comes to practice every single day and practices hard, and I knew he was going to be fine. I think we're very comfortable with Defo out there doing his thing, and I'm just super happy to see him get the success he deserves.
What would you say here? I mean, a lot of different opportunities for you, getting some tackles, getting the interception there at the end. What are you going to do with that?
We're gonna keep this momentum going. This was for the fans, man. First game back home. We're gonna keep this energy going. We're gonna keep this momentum going. We're gonna keep these winning going.
That it is. And we got Carson Wentz coming up as well. So, Logan, thank you so much. Great to have you here. Defo, man, congratulations. Look at that. That bling. That's some good bling he's got rocking on there, too. Caught on real quick in his second year.
I gotta stay clean like these guys.
I mean, I asked him. I was like, who dressed you today? He said himself.
See?
Looking sharp. All right, thanks. Congratulations, Derek, Logan, and let's bring on in Carson Wentz. And Chris Samuel. We're going to bring in Carson Wentz and Curtis Samuel here. Come on in, guys. Don't be afraid. We can put Carson in the middle. I'll give you this. You want to share the microphone there. Carson, everybody was waiting and really excited to see what will this offense look like with you leading it. The first 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Yeah. It's been a long time since Washington's been able to have that. I know it was a little bit of a volatile game, but really finished strong. All in all, your first start as a Commander.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Getting to work with these guys all offseason, I think shows how versatile we can be offensively, and I think you saw that the first couple drives, finishing in the end zone. Obviously, tough stretch there in the middle. I didn't help us out by any means, but for guys to rally together at the end, make some big plays, some big chunk plays, I think that was huge for our confidence going forward, and I think we showed a little bit about what we can be and who we can be if we can just protect the football. And Curtis Samuel, we've been waiting a very long time to be able to see you get out here and just what you can do. We thought you were playing some basketball, some hoops out there. How's this game for you?
Oh, it was amazing. After everything I dealt with last year, to come out here in this game and, finally be healthy, feeling good, to go out there and make plays and, get the offense going a little bit. It's just great.
You know, Carson, we talk a lot about the versatility of being able to use your players. You get Carson even running, in the run game. All these guys in the backfield as well. AG, J.D. McKissick, just the opportunity to be able to use guys in different situations. How is that for you, understanding that this is going to be great for trying to challenge some of the defenses?
Yeah, I think it makes it tougher to defend us. I think we get Curtis back there and we're handing it off, throwing screens, throwing it quick, and the next thing you know, we're taking shots, and we can kind of mix these guys around. We had the end around to Jahan today. Obviously, it didn't work, but I think it just shows the versatility that we have with these guys, and how I think it can make us tough to defend if we just execute it well.
So what were the conversations with Scott Turner as you're going through a little bit of that rough stretch, trying to keep it together to be able to make that comeback?
Just trying to stay confident. I think just talking to the guys, just saying, hey, just keep believing, just keep executing. I think in those situations, anytime you throw the ball twice in a row to the other team, you got to find a way to fix it, but you can't try and do it all at once. And I think just knowing that these guys have confidence in me and that I have confidence in them to go out and still get it done, I think was huge for our confidence going forward for this year.
And Curtis, just being able to get out there again and just seeing the different opportunities and situations that you get, how good can this offense be with the players that you have?
The offense could be really good. Like I say all the time, there's no such thing as too many playmakers. You got a lot of guys that can make plays out there, and I say this all the time. As receivers, our job is to make it easier on him. We got to get open fast and just win our matchups.
And let me finish asking you just about the offensive line. So constantly having to adjust during training camp, whatever, and even again today having to adjust to it with different guys out there.
Yeah, I think they did a great job. I think for us to not miss a beat, we're not changing the way we're calling the game or anything when those guys step in, I think means a lot. Shows the depth we have and how they're coached and how well those guys are all prepared, because whoever's in there, they're going to get it done, and I think they showed that today.
And the fan base on their feet throughout the entire time. You see just how hungry they are to have something to cheer for. Really excited. Congratulations on a very hard-fought but very great win today. Good start to the season. Thanks so much, Curtis. Thank you, Carson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's going to be it from down here in the locker rooms. We're going to set it back up to Scott and Fred.
Awesome, Julie. Thank you. Hearing from Carson Wentz,
Yes.
Logan Thomas, Derek Forrest there. I think we'll be talking more about Derek Forrest a little bit later when we get to players of the game.
Yes, the DBs, it's always up to DBs to come save everybody. y'all don't ever care about a DB until we get burnt. Until we get burnt. And when we get burnt, everything's good. But, I'm happy for that young kid, because I've heard from the locker room how much the players pull for him and how much everybody just respect what he does. So, I'm glad that kid came out here and had a game like that.
All right, let's get to some final numbers before we get to the phone lines at 1-800-403. That's 1-800-493-1003.
Yep.
Numbers are presented by Novak, powering a bright future. Carson Wentz, yes, the good and the bad, and then the better. 27 for 41, 313 yards, 4 touchdowns, just the 2 picks. You heard him say he didn't help him in the middle, but obviously helped him in the end.
Yep.
Good finish for Carson Wentz today.
I'll take that any day, Jackson. I'll take that any day.
Antonio Gibson, 58 yards rushing. Curtis Samuel, 17 yards rushing as well. Antonio Gibson was your leading receiver, 7 catches, 72 yards. Terry McLaurin, 2 for 58, and yes, that 49-yard touchdown. The response after the second pick from Carson Wentz. Curtis Samuel had the first touchdown of the Commanders franchise.
Ever.
Yeah, 8 for 55 at a TD. Jahan Dotson, 3 catches, 40 yards. 2 of them happen to be touchdowns.
Yeah.
And 3 for Logan Thomas, 45 yards in his first game since that ACL injury last year against the Raiders. Armani Rogers had a big chunk play early in that first drive, 23-yard catch. More of a run-after catch. Great play, really well designed. He was wide the heck open. They trust him. J.D. McKissick, 3 catches for 20 yards. He posterized a couple guys, too.
Yes, he did. And that's what I love. No one hero today. Carson Wentz spread it to Wilf. And if he continues to do that, he will see that all his wide receivers are starting to really run their routes full speed, because they never know if they're getting the ball or not. Just because the ball designed to go to the left with a guy like Carson Wentz with his arm, no, I see it open on the right. He can let it rip over there.
Here's a couple things you'll love. Third down defense, 3 for 12 for Jacksonville, so the defense got him off the field 9 times on third down. The offense was 7 of 10 on third down today for 70% on third down. That's really good. Commanders, 6 penalties, 63 yards. Talked about Jacksonville hurting themselves. 13 penalties, 90 yards for the Jaguars today. They missed a field goal. They also passed on points in this game. That kind of helped the Commanders overcome losing the turnover battle, I think, today here as well.
Yeah, because they left possessions on the field. They left punts on the field. Let's be honest. In the first quarter, they missed ETN in the end zone, on the real route.
Then he dropped the one.
Then he dropped the other one. I'm going to say, That's points on the board right there. And then you got to realize points are demoralizing. So if you get people down, everybody doesn't bounce back up. And that's why I said the most important thing today was I didn't care about Carson Wentz 2 interceptions. I cared about seeing Carson Wentz turn that frown upside down to a smile and come back out there and lead the team. And that's what he did. This is called the Carson Wentz effect. The defense automatically plays better when they play with a lead. Right? The offense plays better when they know they can score points at any time. That's the Carson Wentz effect. We've always had a bunch of athletes. We've not rarely had one good quarterback.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. And coming up, if you're watching us on the YouTube channel, we're going to let you hear Ron Rivera's locker room speech coming out of the next break. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
His moment with his team after a 28-22 opening game win for the Commanders. First game as the Commanders in Week 1, a win over Jacksonville. Detroit is ahead. We'll get to your phone calls. 1-800-493-1003. Scott Jackson, Fred Smoot hanging out here at a very happy FedEx Field. Yep. You're watching the Command Center postgame live on Washington Commanders YouTube channel and listening on the Washington Commanders Radio Network.
I'm sweating.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but moves! Incredible! A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it!
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
We talk about value. We talk about worth. Guys, when it comes down to it, you stayed where you were supposed to stay, and that was right on the field. You stayed focused. You corrected some things. You made some things happen, and some of you guys rose to the occasion and made plays. That's huge. That's huge. I got one special one I want to give, just so everybody understands, for everything that he has gone through, for everything that he's worked for, he deserved this win. Yeah! Hey, I know it's been a wild off season for me, for all of us, but we have so much potential in this locker room. For us to go out and do the thing we did tonight, I know it looked rough for a second. Back-to-back passes thrown to the other team, that's on me. But that's the way we finish, and that's what good teams do. You find a way to win. It ain't always going to be pretty in this league, but you find a way to dig deep and get it done in the end, and that's what we did tonight. Good job. 1, 2, 3.
Live from the Commanders, 1-0, man. Best fans in the nation. Commanders fans, Terry McLaurin in here after the dub. First game of the season. It was electric in here, man. I see y'all in the Eagles, but we got Detroit next week trying to get another dub. I appreciate y'all coming out.
$822 Commanders over the Jaguars today. 1-800-493-1003. Back here at FedEx Field, 1-800-493-1003. Get on board with us here. Talk about this Commanders win today over Jacksonville. And, we got a lot of certainly a lot of accolades to throw around after this one, and we will as we continue here. Let's first get to really what was the offensive play of the game, brought to you by Victory Van Moving and Storage, delivering excellent service for 75 years and a proud partner of the Washington Commanders.
1:52 to go. Jags have 2 timeouts. Washington has 1. 3rd and 8 at the 24. 3 wide receivers to the right. Wentz is in the gun. McKissick to his left. Bates comes in motion. Dotson's in the slot to the left. Snap to Wentz on a 3rd and 8. Jacksonville brings 6. He throws a fade towards Dotson, who fights for it and makes a catch! Unbelievable catch by Dotson! Touchdown! Touchdown, Washington!
There you go. That was the offensive play of the game, and your offensive players of the game probably right there, too, when you talk about Jahan Dotson with the 2 touchdowns and Carson Wentz with the 4 TD passes today. 300-plus yards.
A great rookie start. I'm sorry. Like, Jahan Dotson is everything that we thought he was, but Carson Wentz, you're right. All the stuff that he done went through in the offseason, the coach turning their back on him, not really giving him a chance, people basically writing him off, saying what we can't do. I have to give all praise to him to keep on going, And I always told people, when we signed Carson Wentz, I said I'm not worried about the football player Carson Wentz. He can play football. What about the person? And the person has stood up just as tall as the football player since he's been here.
Yeah, no doubt. So that was big. Obviously, the offensively ends up being the difference in the football game. And, of course, the next time, Jacksonville gets the ball, they were able to stop them, obviously, with the Forrest pick. Was huge, needless to say, for the Commanders here today in getting this victory. And that sealed it up. And, they did have a little bit of time and some timeouts there, which was interesting. With that in that moment, and obviously Commanders get that offsides. They, Carson Wentz with a good cadence gets the guy to jump. Then they get into victory formation at that point, which is the safe drive of the game. Brought to you by Crown Royal. Live generously, and life will treat you royally. Please drink responsibly.
Now, I try to.
Yeah, I know you do. What about your defensive player of the game? I think that's a pretty easy one, but I'm going to go ahead and let you do it.
Defoe?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I always want to. I want to give this trophy to defensive backs. Right now, at the end of the day, I have to be honest. My guys on the freeway, my guys on the outside, my cornerbacks, Fuller, Jackson. I didn't think they had a good game today.
Right.
I believe these wide receivers they could have took out of this game. Now I don't know the calls, so I don't want to go there. But all I know is it was a couple of plays where I thought they should have been a little bit more snug. And the tip ball is our ball. I seen 3 or 4 tip balls today that the defensive backs did not come up with. Like they always told me, Coach Joe Lee Dunn. May he rest in peace. Do not leave that money on that field, boy. When you left that ball hit that ground, you leaving money on that field.
I like that.
Do not do that. And I thought they did that too much. I thought they did too much watching the game instead of playing in it.
No doubt. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed we just finally watched the game bowl they handed to Carson Wentz and let Carson address the team. Pretty
well
cool
deserved.
For him.
Yep.
After the offseason he's had. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll get to phone calls. Again, number 1-800-493-1003, 1-800-493-1003. A 28-22 Commanders win today over the Jaguars. You're watching Command Center postgame live on the Washington Commanders YouTube channel, and you're listening to Washington Commanders football.
From selecting the perfect produce and triple checking its quality to preparing it for you, we have perfected the art of fresh.
This is Maya Titan. She's smiling because her small culinary supply store, Titan's Pans, is up and running. And this is NFL star Derrick Henry, accidentally tagging Titan's Pans instead of his loyal fans. Which, very unexpectedly, has her business trending. And trending, and trending, and oh my. And there goes the internet. Good thing Maya uses FedEx to help prepare for unexpected demand. Because you never know what's next.
Imagine coming home to a place where the fun never ends. A happy community set in beautiful rolling horse country, where the custom homes and villas are extraordinary, and the Jack Nicklaus signature golf course and other amenities make every day another reason to smile. Visit Creighton Farms and you'll see. It's happiness on a grand scale.
Can't win them all unless you win the first one. That's a dub. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. And 1-0, that's all that matters.
Week 1, always some crazy happening. We got the dub though, come on.
We're going to get some phone calls at 1-800-493-1003. Before we do that, though, I wanted to acknowledge that Derek Forrest not only had one of the biggest plays of the game, the sealer with the pick, but he also does some front flip as he goes off the field. Did you see this?
It was called a triple landing.
Triple landing? Is that what it was?
The triple landing, the last person to do that was one Rodney Dangerfield. And back to school.
Right.
He pulled the last triple landing I saw before D-Fro just did it right there. I got to get some love for that, D-Fro.
All right, let's get to his play, which is the rewarding moment brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. Please play responsibly. Here's what it sounded like.
Lawrence takes the snap, steps back, Sweat busts through the side again, forces Lawrence to his left, who throws down the field, and that one is picked off! Picked off by Derek Forrest! A huge turnover for Washington!
London Fletcher, by the way, they need to have a London cam for these games. I don't know. Can we get a London YouTube channel for the next game? I mean, he is in every play. He's making tackles. He's making I was worn out watching him today. He's got so much energy during the game. It's incredible.
When we did the halftime, updates.
Yeah, we're watching right next to him.
He came back in the room, and I thought I saw a grass stain on his khakis. Like I was like, did this dude just go out? Like, you're right. He's very animated in there. I know he didn't. Brand probably caught a couple of elbows to the neck. Like, he's physical in there. Like, I played with London. I know the power that the man was in, but that just show you how much London loved the game.
I loved it. Julie's got to be careful. She's actually right next between. She could have taken a stray elbow. Be very careful next game, Julie. You might need to wear a helmet.
By week 6, guaranteed to have a black eye. By week 6.
We are brought to you by the Washington Commanders experience the inaugural season as the Commanders. Season and single game tickets are available now at commanders.com/tickets. Again, home crowd, you can't say enough about the 12th man and woman today were an impact on this game. I mean, it messed up the Jaguars late in this one. It messed them up a couple different times. It was good to see because, look, we have talked about this last year, the frustrations at times with opposing teams and this
coming over the stadium.
And also part of it is if you give them something to cheer about,
they will.
Yeah, and like last year, I thought the Chargers game, in all fairness to the fans that were here, was actually a really good crowd.
Yeah.
It was really into it in the beginning, but the team couldn't get the Chargers off the field. And we're not scoring points, so that's kind of how it works. But look, today they did both. So
Hey, and I thought
They
the Carson
all worked well. It goes together.
The quarterback effect has a lot to do with it. When you got a quarterback, you got hope. We got hope. And let me tell you something, fan base. I got a fun fact for you.
What's your fun fact?
Commanders ain't never lost a game in NFL history. We ain't never lost a game. We are 100%. We the only team in the NFL that ain't never lost a game in all time. All right? Been around since 1903.
You're going to have a lot of these cheesy first-time things today. All right, Jake in Landover, thanks for waiting. You're with us here on the official postgame show. How are you doing?
We are 100%. We the only team in the NFL that ain't never lost a game.
All right, he's listening. We're hearing Fred again. Hey, Jake, turn your radio down, Jake. Jake, turn your radio down.
Yeah, let me hear myself again. I sound good
Bring
on that,
it down
Jake.
for a second and remind him that we do have this little thing called delay. All right, Jake, go ahead. Let's try this again. You there? Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, man? Go
All
ahead.
right, I think it was a great give it to the ball like he did. I mean, he hit McLaurin, he had Dotson, Samuel was a big one today. I think it was just a great win for the Commanders to start off the team.
No doubt.
I do agree. Like that's what you gotta love. The W in Washington stands for wins. All right? As of now, it stands for wins. And you gotta feel good. I see you with that smirk on your
You
face.
see the W over here?
Yeah.
Did you see those guys sitting on it earlier? I was a little concerned about it.
But at least they not eating W's like Jameis Winston.
That's
They
weird.
sitting. They
That's
sitting
weird.
on W's. So I'm fine with that.
He did eat a W today, so good for him.
Yeah, did he?
He did, yeah. They came back and won to beat your Falcons.
Way to report the news.
All right. Hey, Joe in Springfield, go ahead. You're next with us here on the official postgame show. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Scott?
Joe, what's up? Good to see you out here today.
Yeah, man, you and Smoot. It was good to see you guys right before the game. Yeah, as I'm driving home right now, I got you on speaker. Don't worry, I'm focused on driving. That's a big victory.
All right,
I gotta say, but I gotta say, the offense looked good. You know, Carson Wentz, for his credit, after that second interception, just said, you know what, I got this, and got them back down the field for 2 touchdowns. I mean, the previous era, who shall remain nameless, yes, I'm going to say Jay Gruden, I don't care, would have folded. But Carson Wentz and Ron Rivera, they didn't give up. They kept saying, we got this, we still got time left, and they did. As for the defense, the penalties killed us today. I mean, especially those third down situations where we could have gotten off the field, but then they get the pass interference penalties. And could somebody please tell me on the Trevor Lawrence, which I thought was a fumble, because the ball was moving from his hands before he threw it, how is that not a fumble? I mean, it looked to me on
I think
replay
it was a
where I was looking at
grounding.
the
I think the grounding might have been the right call, and I didn't like the challenge because I think it's very hard to overturn that.
Yep.
But I kind of understand it in the moment. You're just trying to hope that they see it the way you see it. But I don't know. I thought it was an incomplete pass, like in the grasp and throwing it away, desperation. But it was weird because I couldn't pick up the whistle. Did they actually ever blow the whistle?
It
felt like they let the play go through and then decided
that it wasn't good.
That it wasn't good, and then they went back and then, of course, went to the replay and said, no, you lose your replay, even though really on the field they ruled it as a fumble initially and then changed the call, I felt like, after it happened. It was, I don't know, the whole thing was goofy. Luckily, they won the game because if they didn't, that would be something we'd be talking about.
Well, the good thing about it is they kept playing through that. They didn't let that bother them. In years past, they would have got down on themselves because I done been a part of this franchise, and we felt like the whole world is against us. We feel that sometimes, and just for them to keep going, mind over matter. I like where these guys are focused right now. I ain't gonna get too high. I ain't gonna get too low.
Right.
I'm gonna stay right there in the middle.
You're gonna stay medium, like Jim Zorn used to tell
Yeah, stay medium. Stay medium.
All right, hey Joe, thanks for the call. Good seeing you out here today. As always, Joe in Springfield, a diehard.
Yeah,
he's here. Win, lose, or rain or snow.
That's the only way Washington fans come diehard. We done took them through the ringer. All right, we went out and had to prove that we showed them. They had to show us who they really were.
Well, today they went. I mean, look, everybody. It was a roller coaster of emotions for fans today because you got off to a tremendous start. The middle was almost a complete disaster.
Yeah.
And then you still had enough in the tank to come back and win. So
this makes for a good movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to live this way every Sunday for the next
I do
17 to 18 weeks or 20 weeks or however long the season goes.
If it's going to end in wins, let's do it.
Now remember, there's no bye week till like December. It's like way the heck away. So, I mean, you really need to pace yourself here.
Hey,
get a cardiologist on speed dial here.
I can say either you're going to have a heart attack or you're going to pull your hair out. At least you only got one option, and it's have a heart attack because you got no hair.
Listen, I got hair, Steer.
In the back.
This is thinning. That's all.
In the back.
It's just fighting with me. James in Virginia, go ahead. You're next up here on the Commanders postgame show. How you doing?
Hey, man, thank
James,
you for taking my call, man. Salute the – hey, can you hear me, man? Salute the Commanders,
you,
man.
James.
What a game today. Yeah, man, I tell you what, man, that was – can we just start with the crowd, man? I mean, I've been coming to games for almost 30 years now, man, and this crowd today is probably the best crowd in the last 15 years, man. Love the crowd today. The noise, defensive chants, screaming and yelling. I mean, it was probably 80-20, man. Love the crowd. Yo, going on. There is a quarterback in Washington. Let's hear it again. There is a quarterback in Washington. We're gonna call it Winsington now, man. To throw 2 picks and then to come back and throw 2 darts for a touchdown, that is huge, man. We haven't seen that in Washington in years, man. So there is a quarterback. I love it. Defensively, well, let me say this too. Offensively, you cannot turn the ball over 3 times and win games, gentlemen. Right. That's something they got to clean up. But they did get the W. Defensively, man, Travis Etienne is nice, man. That guy is a playmaker. He was hitting some holes, man. They were getting gashed in the running game a little bit, but you know what? When they needed to show up, they made plays, man. So, hey, salute the Commanders. Can't wait to go 2-0 next week, yo. Y'all have a great day.
All right, buddy.
And
Thanks for calling.
He right. Salute to the fans of the DMV. Sure. Salute to Maryland. Salute to Virginia. Salute to D.C. They was in the house. This how it has to be: win, lose, or draw. Like we, as a fan base, they don't understand how the crowd really leans on us as players. It's a couple of times where the crowd literally took the Jaguars out of the game. You have to keep that pressure on them. Put your foot on your, like Doc Walker would say, put your foot on the neck and don't let off.
No, they did. I love that part of it as well today. And again, Forrest, big play by him. And you always say next man up and all this kind of stuff. And it happened, because, again, Cam Curl being out could have been an excuse you would have had if you lose the game, right? Oh, my God, Cam Curl. But no, instead you had a guy who really stepped up. He got a lot of reps in the early parts of the offseason, the OTAs. I remember seeing him out there going, they like Derek Forrest. They're giving him, giving him a lot of time out with the ones. He was in that Buffalo nickel position that we talked so much about as well, which was good to see. All right, let's get back to some more calls. We'll re-rack some more calls, get to more on the other side. 1-800-493-1003. That's 1-800-493-1003 on our new flagship Big 100 or wherever you may be around the Commanders Radio Network. A 28-22 win over the Jaguars. Scott Jackson, Fred Smoot with you here. You're watching Command Center Postgame Live on the Washington Commanders YouTube channel and listening on the Washington Commanders Radio Network.
As a 2020 When safe drivers save up to 30% on their auto insurance for not answering their phone while driving, they feel like a pretty big deal.
Steve, did you get the ice?
Even if they forgot the ice. Save up to 30% on auto insurance with USAA Safe Pilot. Get a quote today.
With a new Toyota, you can practically make summer stand still. From making a splash in a Highlander to fitting in more fun in a Camry or tackling a trailhead in a RAV4 hybrid. Who's a good boy? Enjoy the last of summer in an exciting new Toyota during Toyota's national sales event.
Right now, buy a sporty Camry and take low 1.9% financing. Or take 1.9 APR on a Corolla sedan, hatch, or hybrid. Or $500 finance cash on a Corolla Cross.
Come in today.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Hey, live from the Commanders, 1-0, man. Best fans in the nation. Commanders fans, Terry McLaurin here after the dub. First game of the season. It was electric in here, man. I see y'all in the Eagles, but we got Detroit next week trying to get another dub. I appreciate y'all coming out. Yes, sir. Can't win them all unless you win the first one. That's a dub. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Hey, 1-0, that's all that matters.
Back, Commanders post-game show. Scott Jackson, Fred Smoot here with you. 800-493-1003. Commanders 28-22 winners in the inaugural game as the Commanders.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the preseason was the inaugural game. It's not really, though.
Yeah,
like,
not
in
really.
terms of records, they only count the regular season, so that's why we say this.
Yeah.
So I don't want all these, like, technical fools to reach out to me. No, they lost to the Panthers. Yeah. No, it was Brian Robinson scored the first touchdown. Yeah. Yes, but those don't count. I mean,
they don't
these
count.
are when the statistics fight. Right?
Nope,
This is when the stats and everything counts as regular season. So that's my point.
That's the difference between wrestling in the UFC. UFC is for real. Wrestling is fake.
Right.
It broke my heart when I found out wrestling was fake.
When did you find out? How old were you? 30?
No,
35?
No,
How old were you? 40?
I was about 14.
14?
Yeah, about 14.
What did you find out first, about Santa Claus or about wrestling?
No, it was about wrestling. They told me Jimmy Superfly Snooker wasn't the guy I thought he was. And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, man, he ain't never body slammed.
Did you notice they were missing everybody?
No.
Like the punches were like actually hitting the mat? Oh,
man, I'm just telling you, Jackson. It was I know some guys grown still think wrestling.
Oh, I know. There's a lot of them. I know people that dress up to watch wrestling, but whatever. Anyway, hey, Brandon, you're with us next here on the official Commanders post-game show. How you doing today? Another person listening to Fred and delay. Oh, my goodness. Awesome. Hey, go ahead. What's up, Brandon?
I think they like listening to me and delay.
I know. It's very fun.
Pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd just like to tell you, 70% of the world is covered by water. The rest is covered by smoke.
Yeah, hey, we needed Dollar Bill Jackson and Kendall Fuller to cover the rest of the world today. How you feel like those DBs did out there?
Hey, I just wanted to ask you how you thought about Forrest play today, and how you think he might be underrated as a defensive back.
Well, the way to not be underrated is to continue to have the type of games that he had out here today. From what I've been hearing out of Chopin around Commander Center Park, I guess that's the name.
Yeah, sure.
The
Command Center.
This is not shock to the defensive room. Like, they feel like this guy is, one, physical, two, smart, and he can find the ball. If you want to get on the field in this league, going out there making game-winning plays and making plays that stop somebody in the red zone, make the coach make hard decisions. That's your job as a player. Make that coach make that hard decision, and I think if he keep playing like that, he's going to make it hard for him not to be on that field.
All right, is Brandon going? All right, thanks, Brandon. Let's get to Steve next in Annandale. Steve, go ahead. You're with us here on the official post-game show. How you doing? Oh, we lost Steve. Sorry.
Oh, we lost Steve.
All
Steve
right.
quit on us.
Let's go to Will in Stafford instead. How's it going, Will? Will, go ahead.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey, Will.
Anytime.
Hey, guys. Hey, Fred. Just want to say real quick, man. My wife and I, we went to Pittsburgh Friday for the Tennessee Pitt game. My wife's a Tennessee grad. I know you're an SEC guy. We beat Pitt in OT.
Right.
We woke up Sunday morning and made it to FedEx for kickoff. We went to the game, and I thought the interior line played well. Norwell and Turner. I don't know about having Jamin Davis cover Kirk out of the slot though, but it was a great game. SEC victory on Saturday. and a NFL, NFC victory Sunday, man. Thanks.
Hey, he's living a good life.
Okay,
this guy living a good life.
No doubt.
Now, the SEC had a bad weekend this weekend.
You had a good weekend? The Sun Belt had a great weekend.
You know
the
one
Fun
thing?
Belt.
You know Appalachian State, this ain't their first time beating a powerhouse.
No.
And I got to give a shout-out to Dan's son. Dan's son plays for the Appalachian State team.
Is that right?
Yes, he does.
What about who else won? Georgia Southern won, obviously. And, of course, Marshall beating Notre Dame is still
Marshall beating Notre Dame.
You away weekend part.
Hey, martial law has been given. All right, at the end of the day, and Lord, do Nebraska even play football again? Nebraska just retired and didn't even tell nobody.
It's sad. I mean, they have become so bad.
I think they're a tennis school now. They bring out the tennis players.
This segment brought to you by LCI, Northern Virginia's evacuation and demolition contractor. The good and the bad from the game. I think that's pretty easy. Obviously, the start and the finish in the middle was the bad.
Yeah, that's how stuff goes. But
Yeah,
I got to
right,
say this.
yeah.
It probably just cranked up the whole fan base to see us go up and down the field on those first two drives.
Well, you don't want to make it too easy. You don't want to bore the people.
You want to give them something to cliffhanger.
You want them to stick around for the end of the game. You want them to buy more concessions that way, and then they don't leave early because they're bored with you winning by 4 touchdowns.
Listen, I looked down and I looked on the ground under the seats. I saw nothing but fingernail clippings. People just biting off their fingernails because it was a grinder. It was one of those. And I like emotional games. I like emotional roller coasters, and that's why right now the best running and longest running reality show of all time is the National Football League because of stuff like that. The game still has to be played. I tell you what, Coach, since y'all was feeling y'allself, congratulations on your tie today, and I'm sure you missing a little Carson Wentz now, ain't you?
Wow. Matt Ryan and the Colts tied today.
Yeah.
The Steelers avoided a tie with a last-second field goal over Joe Burrow and company in overtime. So that would have been really bad if you had 2 ties in week 1, but there's still time, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not over.
It's not over. The weekend's not over. All right, 28-22 final. Commanders get a clear W today over the Jaguars in Detroit next week, who lost a close one to the Eagles. They actually made it a lot closer. They were getting beat pretty good for a while, but they did come back. That is going to be a challenging game next week. We'll talk about that later on.
Yep.
We'll hear from head coach Ron Rivera in the next segment. His podium comes up straight ahead. Scott Jackson, Fred Smith with you here. You're watching Command Center Postgame live on the Washington Commanders YouTube channel and listening on the Washington Commanders Radio Network.
Veterans, you may have earned a variety of VA benefits. Did you know VA can help you further your education and pursue professional training? The Home Loan Guarantee Program can help you buy, repair, or adapt a home. VA provides housing support if you find yourself homeless or at risk of homelessness. And don't forget world-class health care. Learn more about these.
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient, full-line automaker. Hurry into a local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily.
You ever wonder why people are always on their phones? They're banking with Bank of America. Look at this guy. He bought those tickets on his credit card and he's racking up the rewards.
She's using Zelle to pay him back for the hot dogs he's about to buy.
That's going to bring it to
And
a
the
close here
announcer?
after 3.
He's not checking the stats. He's finding some investment ideas with Merrill.
And third, as you know, in baseball means 3.
Digital tools so impressive, you just can't stop banking. What would you like the power to do?
We talk about value. We talk about work. Guys, when it comes down to it, you stayed where you were supposed to stay, and that was right on the field. You stayed focused. You corrected some things. You made some things happen. And some of you guys rose to the occasion and made plays. That's huge. That's huge. I got one special one I want to give, just so everybody understands, for everything that he has gone through, for everything that he's worked for, he deserved this win. Yeah! Hey, I know it's been a wild off season for me, for all of us, but we have so much potential in this locker room. For us to go out and do the thing we did tonight, I know it looked rough for a second. Back-to-back passes thrown to the other team, that's on me. But that's the way we finish, and that's what good teams do. You find a way to win. It ain't always going to be pretty in this league, but you find a way to dig deep and get it done in the end, and that's what we did tonight. Good job. 2, 3.
Even the YouTube people like to work late. You know, our YouTube crew usually hits to the happy hour by now, post-game drinks or what have you. Wherever they roll. I don't even know. They never invite us because we're always in the air another hour. But they always get to leave, and we're like, no, wait, stay with us, YouTube. And no. But they're sticking with us for this segment. You can get on the phone lines at 1-800-493-1003. But this is what happens when you win. 1-800-493-1003.
Yeah, everybody loves you.
003, right.
Even us, Jack.
Right, even you. And even the guys who like fake wrestling.
Yeah, you do. That's your type of stuff.
Eric in Knoxville's next with us here on the Commanders Postgame Show. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
We feeling good after the win, brother.
Always
Talk
better
to us.
to win.
Yeah. HTTC. All I got to say is our offense looked great. I would like them to see Terry get a little bit more involved in the first half. You know, we paid him $72 million, but everything else looked amazing, and Terry Gibson looked great. But on defense, I feel like Kendall Fuller and William Jackson need to step it up. Big penalties, they were hurting us, but they came up big. And if Cam Curl does come back, where is Derek Forrest going to play? That's just what I'm wondering.
He's your Buffalo nickel.
He's a Buffalo, and he's a rotational guy.
He's a rotational.
I'm gonna say they can rotate 3, 2, 4.
You want to have depth, man. I mean, like a month ago, we're like, oh my God, they lost Landon Collins. Why don't they bring him back? Why don't they bring Landon back? Why don't they bring Landon back? Because he's still available. But then you watch Forrest play again. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
like you always said, you don't show me a younger, cheaper version of you.
It will get you sent home.
Yeah.
I remember sitting down and I asked Darryl Green my first day in that locker room. And I sat down and I just looked at him for like 10 minutes before I said something to him. It felt like I was looking at a 63 classic Cadillac. Then I say, D. Green, how do you keep a job for 20 years? He said, first of all, don't ever let your backup play. Second of all, don't let them identify a cheaper version of you.
That's great.
And that's the whole key about it.
That's good stuff from a guy who played a few years.
Yeah, I played 100 years.
All right, let's get to Steve in Annandale. Steve, you're next up here on the Official Commanders Postgame Show. Steve, you with us?
I'm with you. How y'all doing?
Good, buddy.
How are you?
Good,
brother. How are you?
Hey, good. Hey, Fred, don't get on Scott about his hair. I'm a bald man. I take that expensive.
I'm sorry, brother. You know what? I like y'all, and I pray for y'all all the time, and I'm jealous of y'all because Jesus give y'all a free haircut every Thursday.
It's on my pillow every morning.
I just need I need to kind of like glue the top part,
Yeah, don't worry. I'm here for you.
I'm not going to do like a Ted Danson or anything, but I'm not going to buy one of those toupees. But anyway,
Kojak.
What's happening? I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
Steve left us?
Did Steve leave us?
I think he just wanted to come and talk about Hair Club for me. And I think
maybe. I don't know.
Hey, listen.
Oh, I got you. Oh, okay, got you.
Listen, we here for everything. You can talk to me and Jack about any and everything.
Steve may have used a word that was not friendly for radio, from what my understanding is. Why he made a quick exit. That's fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
800-493-1003. 800-493-1003. All right, so out of this game.
Yep.
You have a lot of good things, but as a guy, and I'm going to use a coaching phrase, but I'll let you weigh in on this if you think you have the answer already. Why was McLaurin not more involved early? I mean, was it because he was getting attention? I don't know until you rewatch the game, but what do you think? Was it because that's where the defense was dictating?
Focusing on.
And that's why they went away from it? They go, okay, that's fine. We got Curtis Samuel, who is, by the way, Some of the moves and jukes he made out here, we have not seen that at all from him outside of like one day at camp.
Yep.
That was really encouraging to see from him.
And guess what? And he's still not truly 100 because you'll know when he's 100 because he'll be returning punts. He'll be returning kicks. Like I told you, we got a Corvette in the garage that we haven't drove yet, and that was Curtis Samuel. And this is why Terry didn't see the ball early. He was getting doubled. The double on him. And you see, this is why I said, if you're smart, go to MGM right now and put your money on Dotson being Offensive Rookie of the Year because he won't see a double team for 17 weeks. All right? And that's the case. He going to eat your number 2 corner up on the backside by himself. And now, especially with you having to have a linebacker watching number 10 Samuels in the inside, Dotson could line up to have a monster year, and Terry is the reason. Don't ever get it twisted. We seen this happen in Pittsburgh. They thought Juju Smith-Schuster was the number 1 until the number 1 on his team was gone, and he can't take that load. Now you see what happens when you got a legit number 1 on team.
And you did see who they went to when they needed the play, and they got the coverage late. Obviously, it was McLaurin when they had the quick big strike after the 2 picks.
Yep.
And you get the big strike to Terry. And by the way, that was a dime. I mean, Wentz threw a dime. And this was after the 2 picks. The second pick was like, what the heck just happened here? The other one he telegraphed. He stared down his receiver.
Yep.
And obviously, the Jacksonville corner did a great job jumping on it. Now, if he was Fred Smoot, he would have gotten in the end zone, but he wasn't.
Well, you know what? And, effortless. Like, when he lets that ball go, that deep ball is pretty. We haven't seen a deep ball being thrown on this field since your guy Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, that's
I
fair.
wouldn't.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, let's get to some more calls coming up. We're going to get to Ron Rivera as well. Let's get to Jerry in Hampton. Jerry, you're with us here on the official postgame show. How you doing, Jerry? Jerry, go ahead.
Hello?
Okay, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just want to call up and congratulate. It was a great win, and even though the quarterback did throw some interceptions, he was the only quarterback probably that could have brought him back that was on the team and do that. And, of course, I have the cat that loves to call. He's going crazy. He's just so happy. Skippy the cat, he loves the Commanders. He's been bouncing off the walls ever since they won. He thinks they won the Super Bowl. I keep telling him, no, that's not the Super Bowl, Skippy. They have to still play the season. But he says, why play the season? They're better than any other team already. We know that. So why not he just make them the Super Bowl winners? But anyway, I'll have to explain to him better on that. But it was a great win.
Well, the team has now a dog. Right.
Yes, Commando.
Commando, right?
Mando.
Mando's the team dog.
Black Retriever.
But I kind of feel like Skippy in Hampton has become, at least the post-game shows,
mascot
of the team because Skippy now has called in
four times.
4 times, all preseason and now, granted, translated by his owner. But it is quite interesting that this cat is so into football, right? I mean, it is fascinating.
Yeah, it is. And, especially with him being a fan of the Washington team. Like, it blows me. And he speaks Mandarin. What does he speak?
Yeah. It is it's fascinating. All right. Well, there you go. Skippy the cat. Good to hear from Skippy the cat and Skippy the cat's owner.
Hey, first of all, we're the only post-game sports show that has animals calling it, so we should feel proud.
Or owners of the animals translating for them.
Thank you.
Now we're going to Pat in Bethesda or Matt in Bethesda. Somebody in Bethesda.
There's somebody in Bethesda.
Matt in Bethesda. Go ahead. Matt, you with us?
Hey, good afternoon. Hey, I'm here. Yep.
All right, go ahead, buddy.
Yep. Thanks. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thanks for taking my call. Appreciate it, and love the show. I just wanted to say I'm happy, of course, that we got the win. That was what I was expecting, and I'm not disappointed in any respect. But the one thing that I felt like at 14-3 up in the second quarter, we had a chance to really stomp on their throat and make a real statement and take charge of a game that I felt like we hadn't seen that in a long time, and I think that was a missed opportunity for us. So I just kind of wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that.
That they didn't, quote, take command at that point?
Yeah, they did not take command and blow them out 60-0.
That would have been nice. I mean, look, it would have been great, but no, they didn't. You're right. I mean, and
And no team did today. Like, at the end of the day, don't forget, the beginning of the year, these guys are still getting their footing. Even the play calling, the coaches, they ain't at late season form. So, you know what? Of course we would have loved to see them just drag these guys. But I'm sorry, this is not your Grandmama Nim's Jacksonville Jaguars. All right? This is a team with youth movement, and they got tons of talent. And guess what, fan base? It won't be easy next week either, because this ain't your Grandmama Nim's Detroit Lions either.
No, the Lions run the football. They're a tough team, and as you know, Coach Campbell, if you watch
I love
Hard
Coach
Knocks,
Campbell. I love
he's a little emotional. And he's not afraid to tell you what he thinks.
I say energetic and emotionally attached to it.
Well, yeah, he's definitely emotionally attached to his team. That is a fair way to put it.
I love that.
We're going to take a time. Coming up on the other side, we'll hear Ron Rivera's presser, hopefully maybe some updates on some of the injured guys, what they can give us to this point, and more. Official Commanders post-game show after a 28-22 win. I believe our YouTube folks are signing off. Appreciate them sticking around longer, and now you guys can go to happy hour. Okay? Now you guys can go
to the Red Lobster, get those cheddar biscuits.
All right, and we'll get to more phone calls coming up as well as 800-493-1003, 800-493-1003. Scott Jackson, Fred Smoot with you here, and you're listening to Washington Commanders football.
Win them all unless you win the first one. That's a dub. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Hey, 1-0, that's all that matters.
Week 1, always some crazy happening. We got the dub, though. Come on.